So inshallah we'll do ayat number 195 of Surah Al-Baqarah. We'll do a simple translation first and then we'll try to understand. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, wa anfiqu, and spend, fi sabilillahi, in the cause of Allah, in the way of Allah or in the path of Allah. Wala tulqu, and do not throw. Tulqu is throwing. Bi'aydikum, with your own hands. Ila tahaluka, into destruction. Which means spend. If you don't spend and you continue saving, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying that by your own hands you are throwing yourself into the destruction by holding and not spending for the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa ahsinu, and do good. Ahsinu is a command, do good deeds. Inna Allaha, indeed Allah, indeed surely Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yuhibbul muhsinin, He loves those who do good. So this is the end of the ayah. So the ayah starts with the word wa anfiqu. Okay, so the first word is waw with a fatah, and that means end. Okay. And the next word is anfiqu. So the word starts with these three letters, noon, fa, and qaf. Nafaqa. This has one meaning, and there are actually many meanings of this word. One of them, the word nifaq or hypocrisy comes out from the same word. Nafaqa also means to get into a hole. Okay, but so these are three letters, and they belong to the word group fa'ala. We make a bigger word by adding an alif, and af'ala. So this becomes anfaqa. Anfaqa means to spend. Okay. To spend something. Okay. So this is the word that the word anfiqu is made of. Okay? Anfiqu is a command, is an order by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? And when an order is to do something, so the word is to spend, the order will be spend. Okay? And this is a plural, it's a collectively Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ordering, anfiqu, you all spend. So we will actually spend some more time to understand how the command is made, how the order is made. Okay? So let's review that, and then we'll go back to this word. So if we have these three letters, fa, and lam, fa'ala. Fa'ala means to do. Okay? Fa'ala means to do. Now, if from the previous rules, if we put a ta in the beginning and a guna at the end, so this word will become taf'aluna. Okay? Fa and lam, taf'aluna. What is the meaning of this word? Guna is a plural. And ta brings the meaning of you and present tense. Taf'aluna will mean you are doing or you do, present tense. Okay, so that is the meaning of the word taf'aluna, means you plural. If someone is saying to you, tafaluna, he's saying you do something, or you're doing something, or you will do something, okay? Now notice that in the English word, you do, if I remove you, what is left is a do. Do is a command. If someone is telling you do, that person is ordering you to do something. So ordering is a command. It's in hukum, it's telling someone to do something. Okay? So in English, just I said, if you remove you, it becomes an order. In Arabic, you have to remove something also. So what we do, we remove this ta, first letter, and this last letter noon. Okay? These two are removed. Okay? So when you remove, what is left here? Fa and lam and waw. This is left, fa'alu. Okay? So actually this is good to learn because this command in this ayat comes 3 times. So if you learn how to make a command, how to make an order, it will be easy. So now this word, whatever this word is left now, it means do. Okay? But there's a little problem we have to fix with this one, that if first letter starts with a sukoon, you cannot pronounce it. Okay? So what you have to do, we add an alif here in the beginning with a kasra. It becomes if alu. If alu, now you can pronounce, and with adding the alif, the meaning will be do. So these are the rules of making a command. That you first take the 3 letters and you make the grammar of taf'aluna by adding a ta and a wuna. And then to make the command, you remove ta and noon. And then add an alif there to speak, to pronounce. So if alu, if someone is saying if alu, he is ordering all of you to do something. Okay? So if you notice that this word anfiqu is the same way, there is no noon there. Tulqu and ahsinu, all these words follow this rule. And we'll learn all those things. But this is the general rule. Okay? To make a command, to make an order. If alu means do. Okay? So now let's look at the word that we were looking before, which is anfaqa. Okay?
The fact that lam has a dhamma on it,
Yeah.
then alif should be having a dhamma.
No, that follows the middle letter.
Okay.
Yeah. The alif has the rule that either it has a kasra, the middle letter has to have a kasra or dhamma, then alif will follow them. Okay? So this will be, you put a ta in the beginning and tunfiquna. Tunfiquna means you spend. You spend. Okay. Means you and you spend. Spending something, or it's a present tense, tunfiquna. Now if we do the same thing, we remove the noon and ta. It is just like removing you. So the word will be left spend. That's an order. That's a command. Okay. So it's following the same rule. We have to put an alif to pronounce it. Okay. Tunfiquna will become anfiqu. and meaning will be spend. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ordering here us that we should spend. We go and spend whatever Allah has given us, the wealth and health and everything else. So the meaning is and spend. Okay, now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling where to spend. Not that go ahead and spend anywhere, but spend in a certain way. Okay, and then those are the next few words. Okay, so let's look at those words. Is that first word is fi. Fi means in. Okay, and the second word starts with these three letters: sin, ba, and lam. Okay, and the word from this is sabilun. Sabilun. Sabilun means path or cause. Sabil or sabilun means path or reason or cause. Okay? So this second word is sabilun. And the third one is Allahu. Okay. So sabilun means path. And this word is Allah. These are three separate words. Fi means in. Sabilun is the original word, which means path. And the original word is Allahu. Okay? Three words. Now what we do, we are going to combine these two first and second words. And by putting an off in between, we are connecting these two words. Path of Allah. Okay, so in English, we just put an off there. What we do in Arabic, we take these two dhammas and change into one. And also take this dhamma and change into a kasra. So we have to make two changes there. By doing those changes, it brings the meaning of off in English. Okay. So the word now becomes Sabilullahi. Initially it was Sabilun and Allahu. Now you have to read them together and don't pronounce this alif. So it will be Sabilullahi. Sabilullahi means path of Allah. Okay. Now we put another word fi. Fi means in. And in, fi is a harf jar. Harf jar looks at the next word and change dhamma to a kasra. So this becomes sabili. Okay. So now the full word becomes, when you read all of them together, fi sabilillahi, in the cause of Allah or in the path of Allah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, wa anfiqu, and spend for the cause of Allah, for the path of Allah. And there are many, many ways you can spend for the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? So now it has been defined that you just cannot spend anywhere you want to, but this should be in a way that Allah's commands are fulfilled, Allah's pleasure is met, Allah's commands are met, Allah's deen is raised and served. All those things are cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it doesn't say that if you spend, just go and start making big buildings, but there should be a purpose for that. That you can make the big buildings if they are serving the purpose of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that is fi sabilillahi, in the cause of Allah. in the path of Allah or cause of Allah.
The best thing is to be spent on.
Hmm?
What is the best thing is any have any, your,
No, you cannot say only one thing, I mean,
which is better.
at the need of the time and the place, one thing can be more important than the other thing. So it depends what the situation is. At one time, if you have to defend the deen of Allah, enemy is attacking, then that is more important than making a school. Okay? So it all depends on the situation. Okay? But all of these have to be path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, one thing very interesting I noticed that the word spend was the translation of anfiqu. Okay? So one translator has translated this instead of spend, expend. Okay? And so I started looking at what is the meaning of expand. Okay? So the meaning of this word expand is spend for one reason. Not everywhere, but for a certain reason. Okay? And if you notice that, the next three words define that one reason, which is the sabil of Allah, the path of Allah. So spending is not spent anywhere, but for a certain single reason.
So that's fit for expense.
So it fits more here than this word. Okay? Expend is spending for a given reason. And the next three words define the given reason, which is fi sabilillah. That is the cause, that's the path, that's the reason, that's the definition where to spend. So it becomes more of a expend. Okay? So that is the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is spend in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's one. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, wala tulqu. Okay. So the word starts with these lam, qaf and ya. Laqa. Okay? The meaning of this is to meet. And the word mulaqat is from here. Mulaqat is a meeting. Okay? So this means to meet. But these are three letters. So they belong to the group of the word fa'ala. We make another word by adding alif in there, it becomes af'ala. Af'ala become alif, qaf, lam and ya. 4 letters. And the meaning of these is to throw. So it's a difference in the meaning. Laqa means to meet, but alqa means to throw something. Okay? Okay. Now, so when we use this one, if we apply the same rule, it will be tulquna. Tulquna means you throw. You, all of you are throwing something, means tulquna. Now, this one isn't saying that you are throwing something. Okay? But if I want to say don't throw, then what the changes have to come? You put a la in the beginning, la means not. And you remove this noon, so it becomes la tulqu. La tulqu means do not throw. This is also a command. The command is of not doing something. Okay. Before it was the anfiqu was the command of do something. When you put a la in the beginning and make changes like that, it becomes don't do something. La tulqu, don't throw. Okay. So that is the word in the Quran. Va means and, la tulqu, don't throw. Now here, what does it mean don't throw? It means don't throw yourself. Don't throw yourself into some situation. Okay? So that's what's being said. Okay, and we'll explain this a little bit more. But wala tulqu, when you remove noon, you put in an alif which is not read, this little alif with a circle on it. So wala tulqu means do not throw yourself. That means and do not throw yourself. Just like you want to say, don't kill yourself, or don't do this, don't do that. You say, don't throw yourself. Okay, throw into what? Next few words are defining. Okay, so let's look at the next word. So, first of all, this word yadun. Yadun means hand, one hand. Okay, and aidun means two hands or hands. Okay. Okay, and kum means you. Now, if we combine these, it will mean hands of you, like your hands. Okay. So what we do, if I put off in between, it will be just like saying hands of you or your hands. Okay. So, and when we combine these two, it will become I dukum. Your hands or hands of you. And if I put a B in the beginning, which means with or by your own hands. Okay? By your own hands, using your own hands. Now, if you notice that B is a harf-e-jar, it will change this to a kasra, so it will become bi-di kum. And for the pronunciation, we also pronounce kum as kim. No, we don't do that one. Kum is kum. So it becomes bi-di kum. By your own hands. Don't throw yourself with your own hands or by your own hands. So next two words will explain this more. By your hands. Now, next word starts with halaka. Halaka. Okay? Halaka means to kill or to destroy. Halak. Halakat or halak means to kill or destroy. So this means to destroy. Okay. And tahaluka, tahalukatun actually, full word is tahalukatun. Tahalukatun means destruction. The act of destroying is destruction. So that's tahalukatun. From halaka, halaka means to destroy, and tahalakatun is the destruction. Okay. Tahalukatun. Okay. And if you put al means the destruction. Okay. So now, and when you put al, two dhammas at the end will change into one and become tahalakatu, the destruction. Okay. Now when you have al before that and the next word has a ta, like for at-teen, al-teen, but we don't pronounce lam, we pronounce ra ta 2 times. Al-teen is actually at-teen. Same thing here. So it will be at tahalukatu. And when you stop, you say at tahaluka, the destruction. Okay. And ila means to or towards. To the destruction. Okay.
So in what meaning it says do not throw yourself?
Okay, so what it is saying, so now I'm going to explain the whole thing. So first Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, half of this part of the ayat is saying, is spend for the cause of Allah. Okay? Spend for the cause of Allah. If you don't spend, if you save everything that you have, whatever Allah has given you, worldly things, health, time, everything, if you don't spend for the cause of Allah, then what you're doing, by keeping those things with yourself, you're actually throwing yourself into destruction.
So it's not only about money, it's about everything. Your
Everything.
time and
Everything. So if you don't spend your spare time or good time, good health, good money for the cause of Allah, for doing something, okay, even if going and teaching, someone, okay, if you have knowledge, okay, if you have health, helping someone who is in need, if you have money, trying to use the money to build the masjid or help the poor, those are the causes of Allah, those are the sabilillah, those are the paths of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, okay. But if you keep all these things with yourself, you think you are saving those things, but Allah is saying no, you are throwing yourself into destruction by not fulfilling the command of Allah. Because these things on the day of judgment will be used against you. These things that were given to you to spend for the cause of Allah, if you're not doing that, you're keeping these things, or you're spending in the wrong way, different ways than cause of Allah, then actually what you're doing, you are harming yourself. You are putting yourself into destruction. And you are doing by your own hands. Nobody is doing that to you. Because this is just a two-way or, between you and Allah. Okay? So you are ignoring the command of Allah. Allah says spend. You said, no, I'm going to keep it. So Allah says, okay, you are causing yourself harm because you are not obeying what He has commanded you to do. So that is the meaning of do not put yourself into destruction or loss or harm by not spending. So by spending you will follow the command. By not spending you are hurting yourself.
Is how about this way, we're Muslim allowed to 2.5% to give the fisabilillah?
No,
That's
not
okay.
fi sabilillah. That is
the
zakat.
zakat, you know.
Fi sabilillah you can spend 80%.
This is the actually talking about the money you making on that one, or what is beside on that one?
No,
you
I'm
know?
talking, this talk about 97.5%.
97.5%.
Yeah, you spend that 97.5%
Uh-huh.
for the cause of Allah.
So 2.5%
It's
is compulsory.
gone.
How
So
to do
that,
that?
you know,
That's
like
gone.
you cause zakat,
That's
you
already
know,
gone, yeah.
You cause zakat, you know.
Yeah. Now you have 97.5%, right?
Yeah.
You spend that on your family. You spend that on teaching, you know,
Teaching
school,
and masjid,
market,
waters.
giving to masjid, and that's only money. Now it comes your time and your health. You have to spend that also. You just cannot say 2.5% of my health goes somewhere and I keep 97% to me. No, whatever you can do.
Whatever you can do.
Including your family. It's not saying that don't do for your family. Whatever you can do, instead of wasting the time or the resources or the health, whatever you can spend for the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? And if you do that, then you are not destroying yourselves. But if you don't do, you're destroying yourself. And that destruction will show up at the end. Now you may prosper right now, but at the end or somewhere along in the life or after the life, you'll have to account for that thing. Okay? So that's a very clear command Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has
97%,
given.
whatever there you have to spend.
Whatever you
Yes,
can.
yes,
Okay? And there are causes for that. Okay?
Mhm.
But also you're not supposed to give every penny away and then let your family starve. No, you cannot do that either. Okay, you have to give a balance. Okay, you have to use a judgment, your balance. Okay, so that is what the ayat says. Okay, ila tahaluka, to the destruction. Okay, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is advising more. Okay, which is the word hasana. Hasana, these are 3 letters. And these are 3 letters, so they belong to the group fa'ala. And the meaning of this is to be good. Hasana means to be good. Now, if you put one more alif here, it will become af'ala. This will become ahsana. The meaning of these 4 letters is to do good. Okay. It's a very clear difference. To be good means you are a good person. Okay. But to do good is you are doing good to others. Okay? And that's the word ahsana. Okay? And if you look at this word, it's just like anfaqu ahsanu. It's an order, it's a command. What's the meaning of the command? Do good. Ahsanu, do good. This was anfaqa. Anfaqa gave you the meaning spend. Ahsana, to do good. Ahsanu, the same rule of making it, means do good. It's a command, it's an order again from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ahsanu, do good. Not just be good, do good. Okay? Do good deeds, do good actions. And doing good actions is done for others. Okay, you can be good to yourself here, but to do good things you have to do to others. Okay? So do good. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is commanding that do good deeds for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and for the welfare of the people. So wa ahsinu says ahsinu and do good. Okay. So now when we are at this word here, ahsana. Ahsana means to do good. Okay? We'll come back to this word again, but let's look up the couple other words in between. Okay? So the word after that is inna. Inna means surely, definitely, positively, indeed. Okay? And the next word is Allahu. Okay. Surely Allah. When inna is combined with a word like noun, it makes couple changes. It changes this last letter into a fatah, so it becomes inna Allah. And you have to read these together. So you do not pronounce this alif. So it becomes inna Allah. Inna Allah ala kulli shay'in qadir. Okay? Inna Allah. Separately it is inna and Allahu. But together they become inna Allah. Surely Allah. Okay. Then let's look at these three letters, ha, ba and ba. Okay. These are three letters, so they belong to the group fa'ala. Okay. This means to have love. Okay. Okay. If we do the same rule we have been looking at, put an alif, it becomes alif, ha, ba and ba. Okay. And the meaning of this is to love someone, somebody else. Okay. Ahbaba means to love someone. Okay. Alif, ha, ba, ba. Ahbaba means to love. Okay. And if I put a ya and sound like yo, hibbu, this means he loves. Yuhibbu means he. When put a ya in the beginning, it brings the meaning of he, third person. Okay? And present tense. Yaf'alu, he does. So yuhibbu, he loves. Okay? Now, before that is the word Allah. So we don't have to translate he, it will be Allah loves. Surely Allah loves. definitely, surely Allah loves and Allah likes. Okay? Allah has love for someone. Okay? Who are those Allah loves? That's the next word. So we'll use an example to understand the next word. Let's look at these letters, Seen, Lam and Mim. Okay, these are three letters and their meaning is to greet. Greet means, like when you say salam, is from this word. Salam is a greeting. Salama. Okay, three letters. They belong to Fa. Okay. And if we make another word by adding an alif of Allah, this becomes Aslama. We added alif in there, it becomes 4 letters. What's the meaning of Aslama? Aslama means to submit. To submit. Islam is from this word. Islam is submission. Submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Surrender. Okay? So that's how the meaning changes. 3 letters means to greet. When you add one more letter, it becomes to submit. Okay? Now, a person who submits to Allah, what we call him? A person who has submitted to Allah, what we call him? Muslim. Muslim is someone who has submitted to Allah. So how do we make Muslim? We make from this word. So what we put, just add in meme in the beginning. Okay? Remove alif, add meme, and keep these 3 letters, Seen, Lam and Meme. Muslim. Okay? And how do we put the harakats? Muslim. Okay. We pronounce this word Muslim. Okay? Muslim. So how do we make Muslim? We remove this alif and take these 3 letters, add a meme in the beginning. So it becomes a person who submits. Okay? Now, we just learned an example that there was 3 letters, Ha, Seen and Nun. Hasana, and we just learned another word by adding an alif, Ahsana. And the meaning of ahsana was to do good. Okay? Ahsana means to do good. Now notice that there are 4 letters. First letter is alif here. Okay? So from this word, we want to make a person who does good things. Okay? What's the rule? We put a meme in the beginning. Okay? So we put a meme in the beginning and keep the 3 letters Ha, Seen and Noon. Okay? And we put the same Mohsin. Okay? This word we know, Mohsin. Mohsin is a person who does good things. Okay?
What do you mean Ehsan?
Ehsan means a good thing, good action, good deed. Ehsan means to do some good thing. Okay? And Mohsin is a person who does good deeds, who does good things. That's the Mohsin. Okay?
And this Ehsan and that other Ehsan is same thing like...
Well, in Urdu, we use limited meaning of Ehsan.
Oh, yeah?
There we use the meaning somebody is doing a favor to you. That's a very limited.
Mm-hmm.
But he's doing a good to you. By doing a favor, he's doing good. But Muhsin is a person who does good all the time to everybody. That is Muhsin. Okay? So that's one person who is doing good deed. Its plural is Muhsineen. All those people who do good deeds, Allah loves them. Because this is Al-Muhsineen, which is the plural of Muhsin. Like Muslim, Muslimeen. Munafiq, Munafiqeen. You made a plural by adding the yin at the end. Okay. So the meaning is that, and do good. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, wa ahsinu, and do good. Why? Inna Allah, surely Allah, yuhib, He loves. Al-Muhsineen, those people who do good. Allah loves them. So this is their reward. Because Allah will love you if you do good in this world. Okay? And obviously, if you are doing good, you will also spend whatever you have to please Allah. Because Allah is saying He will love you, so you have to do things to love Him. And from the previous words, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ordering you to spend, and then He is also emphasizing that if you don't spend, you are going to put yourself into destruction. On the other hand, if you do good, Allah will love you. Because Allah loves those who do good. So Muhsineen means those who do good. It's a plural. Muhsin is one person. Muhsineen is
But the way
plural.
and is the. Yeah,
So
that
the-
is specific.
It's specific, all those people, yeah. Al-Muhsineen, those, the. But in English you don't need to translate the. Those who do good, Allah loves them. Allah shows His love to those people who do good deeds. Okay? And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by saying that He will love you, He's inviting you to do the good deeds. And before that, anfiqu has been used for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? And then in between it has been said that if you don't do, you're going to hurt yourself, harm yourself. Okay? So inshallah we'll stop it.
I'll just point out one thing which some people may have missed it. There are two places where there are three dots. One shortly after tahlukati, and the second one is wa ahsinu.
So these three here, and these three are here. Okay, so these are for tajweed reason,
That's what
and they change the meaning also. So the rule of tajweed is that either you stop here or you stop there. Don't stop at both places and don't continue on both places. So you recite is that wala tulqu biaydikum ila tahaluka. You stop there. But when you read here, you continue. Wa ahsinu innallaha. You continue there. That's one option. The other option is that don't stop here, but stop at the ahsinu. Okay? And if you notice that there will be slight change in the meaning of that. And both are allowed. Because here you are saying that if you stop here, you are saying that don't destroy yourself. Don't put yourself. Okay? And then you are saying, ahsinu, and do good because Allah loves good things, good people. If you translate the other way, that you do not stop here, but you stop here. Okay? That means you have continued translating up to this point. Okay? So it's just a matter of translating before and after. But these three dots are there for recitation purpose. Okay?
Do you think it will be pronounced like tahallukatiu wa ahsinu?
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever you are in a situation like that, then this vowel will be pronounced with that. Tahalikatun. But mostly, because this is a long ayat there up to this point, you break your breath there.
Yeah, you run out.
And you run out of the breath and you say tahaluka, you stop there. If you bring up to here, then probably this will be hard for you. So most of the reciters will stop there. And then they will start here and continue. Actually, you can play some reciter here and you can hear that.